Good morning, everyone. Thank you for letting me have a few moments of your time. I'm going to spend some time today explaining to you about the home inspection business, what a home inspection is, what it's not, a little bit about HomeTeam, and then I'm going to turn you all into inspectors for a few minutes. So, a home inspection is a visual inspection of the home. This is the most important thing we tell our clients when we first start, so that we set expectations. That's huge, right? To keep that solid customer service. We set our expectations on what it is and what it's not, so that when we go forward, our clients aren't surprised. It's a visual inspection because the clients don't own the home. They're buying, if we're doing this, which is the typical case for a new buyer, the clients don't own the home. So we can't take apart walls or tear up carpeting. We can visually assess the home. Having said that, we do check the major components of the home, the major systems, and the structure. And we do that by testing at least 1,500 things. Every single closet door, bedroom door, anchor door in the home is looked at from the inside, the outside. Does it operate? We check every wall, we flashlight. The flashlight is your greatest tool in the world. We flashlight everything. We can find, so many things just by seeing light and how it reflects on things. We run all the toilets, all the waterworks. We get up and under and inside, anything we can get to. The other thing we're looking for during these inspections is any unsafe conditions. So when a new person coming into the home, doesn't realize, like, something might seem normal to the current homeowner, but it's actually, they've learned to live with that. So it's actually something that could be unsafe to a new owner coming in. So we point those things out. And the single most important thing clients are focused on, a few years ago, it was always the roof. But lately, it's water damage, because water can sneak in there and do things that, do a lot of damage. So, again, we said what a home inspection is, what it's not. So what it's not is, it's not focused on the cosmetic items. We have walked into homes that are 4 years old, and those people have taken care of that home. That carpet is perfect, the appliances sparkle, everything works perfectly. But new owners that are buying the homes, can you just say that the appliances are outdated? I'm sorry, that if they are working, then they're working, they're functioning as they should. We can't say anything about it. However, if that shag carpeting on the floor from the 60s is torn up or rippled, even brand new carpeting, we've gone into new homes less than a year old, and carpeting is rippled, those are tripping hazards. So we're gonna call them out in that regard, but we're not gonna call them out if they're intact and they're great. They're just old looking. We're also not a warranty or guarantee that things operate. So we're a snapshot, right? And that day, at that time, the hot water tank was working, no problem. So you move in and 2 months down the road, the hot water tank stops working. We didn't guarantee that it was working. We gave you an indication that it was working at that time. However, this is important to know that what we say at that moment for that inspection report is usually that inspection report can be given to a home warranty company, and based on our third-party evaluation, we're a neutral source, they'll start your home warranty for you. So if we said the hot water tank was working, you move in and 2 months later it stops working, if you have your home warranty, it's covered. They'll replace the whole thing. So we're not a guarantee, but we are a way to your home warranty starting. And lastly, we're not this is the C word, we're not allowed to use the C word. We're not state, county, or city officials. We don't do code inspections. Again, however, we know current standards. So we know we will say something is not meeting current safety requirements in our report. So just show of hands, who has a smoke detector installed in their house? Okay, who has a smoke detector installed in their house in every bedroom? So everyone else is not currently following current state guidelines for that. So you're supposed to have a smoke detector in every bedroom of the home. So we'll point those out. You're also supposed to have a carbon monoxide detector if you have anything that's, so some people think, oh, well, I don't have a gas stove. You have a gas fireplace, then you should have a carbon monoxide detector installed in the home. All right, HomeTeam. So HomeTeam's a national company. It's been around for like 30 some years. It was actually started by a real estate agent. He didn't like the way inspectors were coming in and quote, quote, blowing deals with their doom and gloom, and he said, you know, if I'm gonna recommend an inspector, I'd like it to be someone that reflects the service that I'm providing. So that was the game changer. He got a bunch of inspectors, had them trained. You know, we train as inspectors, but then we have to take, it's like a diplomacy training, you know, how to be calm and forward thinking and positive and all that jazz. And he started the company to get that type of customer service going. We're very lucky in SoCal because there's a lot of reputable companies, which makes it tough for me for business, but at the same time, I like to stand beside good companies as well. So HomeTeam's different because we use a team approach. We'll send out 2 inspectors every time, even if it's a little 500 square foot space. And then as we get bigger, so 5,000 square feet or more, we'll bring in more inspectors. We want to get that job done efficiently, like in good time. More people on site means more knowledge on site. So if you know, we don't claim to know everything about every house because everything has changed so much each year. Each house is different. But if more people on site, everyone's got different experiences or different knowledge, we provide more information that way. Our reports are always delivered same day. We don't want to carry it over to the next day. We're going to be looking at what the next day's business is. And Mike can tell you, they're detailed reports. We do it as if we're walking through each room, and we tell you, we looked specifically, we're telling you, we looked at the ceilings, we looked at the walls, we looked at the floor, we're showing you that we took attention to every detail. We're certified by California Association of Realtors. They won't put their stamp on it unless you're properly trained and carry both insurances for general liability and, most importantly, errors and omissions. So if we miss something, because we carry error and omissions, we're protecting our agent. Our agent can't be pulled into any lawsuits that a client might have against, you know, having missed something. So that's an important aspect that we want our agents to know. And then lastly, like I said, we're a reflection of the service that our agents are providing. So we always, HomeTeam members always show up well-dressed in our outfits, with our branded vehicle, always positive, you know, keeping it good. Am I doing wrong? Oh, okay. So, I gotta stand over here so you can see. So every good agent has a good team that he works or she works with, right? So they have a toolbox. That's what we call it, a toolbox. With every toolbox, you have to have different tools. So you've got the bottle opener that's gonna start. The bottle opener is our loan person, the person that, you know, you can't start showing houses if you don't know what the budget is for that person. So you start the process by knowing what their budget is. Then you've got to have an escrow officer. So follow me with this. This is our little, you know, stylist, your escrow officer, ready and waiting to help the things go as soon as an offer is put down. You've got to have your title rep and your disclosure rep to make sure you find out everything about that property that you need to know in regards to, and the home, if there's anything against the home, whatnot. And then finally, you need that inspector to give you that written report on what the state of the home is. All together, everyone works together to make a great toolbox for that agent. So I'm going to pass this around, everyone grab one. So you all know it's a 4-in-1, 5-in-1 tool.
Toolbox.
Toolbox. All right. Did I do it wrong? Okay, so now you're all going to be home inspectors. I'm going to put up a few pictures, and I want to see if you guys can clue into what might be not quite right on them. It's a receptacle. Anything wrong with it?
There's one little red. We have the screw in the wrong.
There you go.
The screw
Don't you have,
is supposed to be in the screw hole, but they've put it in the grounding wire. No, but it's that tiny that, you know, we're scanning a room. No one's going to notice that. But we're trained to notice little things. Yeah. Especially when you go to plug something in, you're going to notice that.
Oh, nice.
wow.
Yes or no?
Is that real?
Yes. Yes or no?
What is that?
Closet door.
It's a little bitty closet.
Yeah.
Is it acceptable?
I don't think so.
No.
So here's the thing.
Call it a bedroom?
If you open that door and it just has some shelves or like something where you're just accessing from, you know, from outside the room, no problem. That's fine. But if that is a passageway to another closet or something where you need to step in, obviously not acceptable. It doesn't meet minimum requirements. It's just lazy. It was actually just some shelves. They just took a door instead of, yeah.
Clever.
But it looks
Yeah.
really odd.
Nice.
Yeah,
Whoa.
like
Yes or no? One of the remarks that we put, one of our report aspects is, does the toilet operate? And is there sufficient room around the toilet to use it safely? A toilet is anything where you have stairs or a toilet where you've got people moving from one orientation to another. There has to be clearance around the, you know, the toilet in this case. So, no. Like, you have to straddle that. Can you imagine somebody trying to? The homeowners, this was normal to them.
Wow, whoops.
Can you imagine getting off?
Are these photos?
This one I didn't take our own teams. We have a forum. We share these. We're like,
You know, the had a wired crazy, you need to hold something while you're
so this, I kind of gave it away. This was a new build. So we often get asked to go do new home inspections. And we can come in at the, prior to them taking occupation. So we, you know, show them anything that's missing. Like in this case, you know, brand new home builders go chunk, 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 chunk. The contractor, or the foreman has got like, you know, insulation going in that house, it's ready, that one doesn't, then things get missed. They literally missed in putting insulation in the entire attic. So, but that's fine. It was caught before they moved in. Because once you moved in, putting insulation is a mess. So it was caught early, but it's the little things that, you know, why do you need an inspection on a brand new build? Little things like that that actually make a big difference. And then this is my last one, guys, thank you. Sometimes we help homeowners find out new things about a home that even an agent didn't even know. So this was a home on Newport Shores. You know, it's gorgeous. It was one of these like $10 million, 7,000 square feet houses. But we look at every nook and cranny. So every single drawer, I'm opening it to make sure it operates perfectly. Guess what? We found 2 warming drawers in this butler's pantry that the agent didn't know about. We checked them, we see the red lights are on, they're operating, we showed that they were heating up. Homeowner fell more in love with the house. So as an agent, you know how valuable that is because any little thing that we may have found is offset by what good things, education or, you know, new features we're telling them about the house. So we help get your client a little more invested in that real estate transaction.
Obviously, Mike was not the agent.
Homey drawers. Wow.
All right.
Baskets in there or your towels?
Quite some of your feet.
You know, the other half of the world lives very differently. Yes. All right, thank you guys. So that's a little bit about me and about HomeTeam and
Just a question. Is your business mostly home inspections for new buyers?
yes.
Does anybody use your services just to get a report card on an existing
Yes,
home? Yes,
we've been asked to come in if you have a home warranty, and sometimes we go into that for people that just want an update to make sure everything's working properly or is this working efficiently and whatnot. Sometimes lately, we've had 3 in the last month and a half. There's a noise. Okay, well, I don't know what the noise is. So sometimes it's just, in one case it was the water pipe for the water going out that had just dislodged. So they just cut the drywall, reconnected it, repainted the wall. There was no big deal. I felt bad taking money for a home inspection for that.
Okay, so who's liable for something that goes wrong? You come in and inspect the house.
Yeah.
You say it's okay. Mike sells me the house. I move in and something blows up.
So depending on in what regard. So so recently we had a house and they had not a septic, sometimes I'm tired. The thing on the ground with the sump pump, and we took that whole thing apart. We inspected it at that time. It was working. Then the homeowners moved in. A few months later, one of our random, haven't had it, rainfalls came, and there was water collecting everywhere. So they came at us and at the agent. And the agent got, called us, getting upset, and we said, okay, let's take a step back. And we were protected because we showed that at that moment, the sump pump was working properly, and then a little more investigation on our part, we helped diffuse the problem and find out what was wrong, which was the, I think it was called like a weeping wall around the building, which we can't see. That's not visual. But we were able to backtrack enough to say, well, this was working and this was operating and this, so it's somewhere between here and here. And then they had a contractor come in, do a little digging, and found out that what was not visible was the problem. And the homeowner acknowledged that, it was good, and so nothing went forward legally, but we involved our insurance right away, and
So who pays for the repair?
the homeowner, because at the end of the day, it was not visually available to us to see. So, yeah. If we put a roof, sometimes when we're up in the attics, happens all the time. If there's not something stable to stand on, and you accidentally put a foot through the ceiling, that's on us. We pay for it to be repaired.
What would you say is the average amount of pages?
Oh. So again, our reports are long, and I know that, and we've tried to narrow it down, our reports,
Yeah.
40 to 60 sometimes.
Okay.
I mean, that's crazy.
That's not bad. I've
That's
seen
not bad.
inspections 210 pages.
Oh, God. So
Wow.
we try, so you cater to your market, right? So people in SoCal are high-quality, esteemed people. They want a report, they want, the check mark. We've been called in to re-inspect something because they got an inspector for, $150, it's such a great deal. They literally got a page with check boxes. And so, okay, it works for some people. Literally, the lady that helped us start the business for escrow literally got check boxes. You might know her, she's over in your building. But, she was beside herself. She's like, this doesn't tell me anything. Well, that's what you paid for. So, yeah, our reports, we try to narrow them down. We do room by room, especially with some of these 7-bedroom houses. Some inspection reports just go, all bedrooms, bulk. And then don't break down where, this window didn't operate in one of the bedrooms. We don't like that. We want to be specific to you so you can know where exactly we're talking about. Yeah.
Does the scope of your inspections include outside the main dwelling, so the entire property?
Anything to city property lines.
So fences and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. Retaining walls, anything like that. Yeah.
Pools.
Well, I could just say on one of our most recent ones with Cindy and Steve is that there was a pool on the outside. There was also the Malibu lighting. So they check all the lighting, all of the electrical out there, the pool equipment, the general working of that. There was even an outside Bluetooth radio.
Really?
So we connected the radio and, that kind of stuff just to make sure that everything's working. So it wasn't just like looking in the attic.
No, literally the only two things we're asked, our insurance company doesn't let us touch are washer and dryers. Because it takes so long to run them, and if any damage happens, because again, water, they don't want us, we verified that the components are there, we'll tell you in the report, you can do a gas or a 240 volt dryer, yes, there's a drain for the washing machine, yes, there's water supply, we indicate all that, we're not allowed to run the washers and dryers. To do that, we have to call the insurance company and get special permission. So, yeah, thank you for your time, guys.